As promised at the beginning of the game, welcome everybody on Hockey TV, listening live on Oakville Blades Radio. I'm Nicholas Fiore, the Oakville Blades play-by-play broadcaster here for the 6th year in a row, bringing you this game between the Blades and the Golden Hawks. An unfamiliar territory for Oakville this season, but it's all about the future, it's all about the rebuild, and someone who knows a little bit about the Oakville Blades system. It's been a little bit from now, but Steve Pinizzotto, Oakville Blades alum, Oakville Blades legend, captain of the team in your 5th year, played in the NHL with Vancouver and Edmonton. But first of all, welcome back to the 16 Mile, and thanks for joining us in the intermission.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You know, it's a little different probably from when you played. I was going to ask it a little later, but since we're on the topic, right, like, the hockey has developed in general, but junior sense, from when you played junior from 2000 to 2005 now until 2023, what's the biggest differences or changes that you've seen?
I just think hockey in general, it's moving smaller. Guys are starting to fly around like crazy, and is that a little bit better? The game overall, the speed is getting much better. Other than that, the guys are moving the puck, the equipment's getting better, and you see guys are making plays really quick. Back in my time, guys were a little bit bigger, a little bit feistier, a little tougher, but the game's changing for the better. You see more goals on the scoreboard.
Exactly. And we just saw a nice one at the end of this period here from Gleb Akimov. He's been good this year for the Oakville Blades. You played with the Blades, like I said, for 5 years, right? 95 points in the 48 games that you played for the team. How was it when you were here for this Oakville organization, and what'd you like most about it?
So for me, Oakville's pretty much home. I grew up in Mississauga. I had 2 older brothers. They played for the Blades as well. My oldest brother, he's actually born in 1980, so this was some year ago, but he actually started for our family, and obviously being the younger guy, I wanted to get into the Oakville tradition. So, it was good for me. I didn't really improve my game until my last 2 years with Oakville, and I had a good coach behind me that was pushing me as well. So that's always a positive, and like I said, I was close to home, and I was enjoying coming to the rink, and I'm turning a pretty good career out of this organization. So I'm thankful for everything, for sure.
And I'm going to touch upon that as well. I first want to touch upon being captain, right? A lot of people that I talk to, they always say, I don't take for granted wearing a letter. Whether it's A or C, doesn't matter. For you, there's been a history of pretty solid captains with the Oakville Blades. Peyton Reeves is here, and he's the one who won it last for us, right? And he was a great captain. How much does a captain or wearing a C mean to you? And how much, did you really honor that with Oakville?
No, for sure. It's a great question, because the captaincy it's a touchy subject, because when you're the captain of a club, there's a lot of eyes on you all the time, right? Whether it's the young guys coming up in the club, whether it's the older guys on the team, the coaching staff, wherever you go, you're obviously looked upon as a leader. It was a huge honor for myself, and obviously I think a little bit on the ice has to do with to being picked for the captaincy as well. So, it's a big thing for me, and like I said, being kind of a local boy, I think just it was an extra, if you want to say brownie points, you can use that, but it was definitely being close to home, being the captain of the team, and then ultimately the team doing well. It was a good experience for myself, that's for sure.
After the Oakville Blades, you moved on to the next level. You moved to the NCAA with RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology, the team where actually Mike Tarantino played and just got honored there not too long ago in Rochester, right? How important was it for you in Junior A, you in Oakville, and the OJHL to develop you and get you ready in the sense for the next level in NCAA?
No, it's a great question, Nick, because it's funny, guys can play, like the OHL is a short route to the NHL, but the NCAA, like, guys get a little bit older, you can kind of develop a little bit more, and everybody's timing to develop is always different. Like, some guy might mature differently as opposed to another guy. So for me, my timing was working out as I got older into junior. So the junior program at Oakville itself allowed me to develop my game as I got older, to eventually move on to RIT, which is ultimately where I kind of started my career outside of junior. So, everything worked out, and everything started here in Oakville. So I'm obviously thankful for that.
I ask this all the time from as long as I've been here, 6 years, because everyone has the same answer, but everyone has a different answer. You played with RIT from 05 to 07. In your opinion, what's the major difference of just level of play from junior hockey to college or university?
Everybody says speed, size, strength.
Yeah.
It's that they say that because that's true, right? Guys are older. I mean, college, they get obviously young guys, but they're more experienced. They developed earlier. But no, yeah, you're right, and that's how it works. And excuse me, I think too the maturing point, guys. Like I said, guys all develop different time, and once you get into move to the other level, like it's a competition every night. Everybody's fighting for jobs. Everybody's looking to take your job. So you got to bring it every night. If you don't do that, you're probably going to be sitting on the bench. So again, it's self-motivation. It's being involved in the game and loving the game of hockey. And I think that's, if you have that, and then outside of that, put your time in outside of the rink. That's it's also another big important part of the development too. So yeah.
No, you touch upon loving the game of hockey, right? And obviously you loved it enough to get into the show, right? And you know, a lot of kids, a lot of people dream about getting to the show. You probably dreamt about, or other kids dream about playing. I dream about getting to the show in the broadcasting level, right? And hopefully, you know, it goes one day for you, right? Vancouver, Edmonton. You know, was it a dream at the young age? And when you got there, what was your first thought like? Wow, I don't care if I play one game. I don't care if I play 800 games. I'm in the NHL.
Sure. And I think every kid that's playing, once you get into competitive hockey, I think a lot of kids dream to play in the NHL. Then you obviously look at the other side of that, and not many people get a chance to stand on NHL ice, right? So obviously, I think that it's available to anybody once they put the work in. I think people say that all the time. Once you tell yourself and you believe in yourself, I think the opportunity is available for everybody. But again, it's if somebody's doing more work than you, and you know that could be their step to make them get ahead of you. But I think that if you're willing to put in the time and the work, then I think things should work out for you in your favor. But again, it's all about will, and you know, because like I said, everybody's competing just as hard as you. So if you do that and stay consistent, then you make things happen.
Exactly. Something special happened for you in 2014, 2015. You're with the Edmonton Oilers. Remember what happened that year?
Was that Gordie Howe hat-trick?
The Gordie Howe hat-trick, your first NHL goal. What do you remember about it? I'm bringing you down memory lane here. What do you remember about it? Because it doesn't matter. First goal in any level, really. It's a first goal. But the NHL, that's got to be something special.
No, it was unbelievable. I mean, it was a pretty good goalie at the time, too. I think it was Ryan Miller that I ended up scoring on. It was a clean shot, and again, it was opportunity. I got the puck in the right spot. I was playing good. They gave me the chance to play over there, and it worked out well. But again, too, like my whole game growing up was aggressive. I could score as well, so it was only a matter of time before I did all three in a game. So I'm actually, it's funny that happened at the NHL level, but every single level I played in, I have a Gordie Howe hat trick. So it's kind of funny, but it was an awesome experience and something I'll never forget.
You know, something we'll never forget is this right here. And you don't have a championship in junior, but you got a championship in the AHL.
Yeah.
With the Hersey Bears. Two of them.
Yeah.
You got, in the DEL in Germany as well with EHC Munich. Different types of championships.
Sure.
And how were those two different championship experiences like?
So, like, winning in any league is incredible. Like, you're the best team at that time, and it's unbelievable. I mean, and you got to think, too, every professional level is competitive, too, right? So, everything's got to work. The team's got to be good. I mean, in the American League, I have guys that I play with on that team that are still in the NHL today that have, long-standing careers in the NHL. Everything worked that time. I was just there at a good time. The team was really good. We had good coaches. Hersey was unreal. It was the American League. It's the next best thing in the NHL. We did that back-to-back, but then I was playing with Red Bull over in Munich, and we did that 3 times in a row. That was also, it's just a different life, different culture, different fans.
Soccer fans in the arena, is it not?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Honestly, it's the same stuff. They're rowdy, they're crazy, they're throwing stuff on the ice. Everything was a great experience, man. I'm so thankful for everything.
Raising a trophy is raising a trophy. It's as simple as that.
Like I said, championships in any league, you're competing against the best of
100%.
whoever's in that league. So it's
100%.
obviously difficult to do. And like I said, it was unreal to be on that side. 5 championships in 14 years. It was a pretty good career. So,
just your final thoughts, Steve. You played here, right? And there's a lot of young kids actually that listen and watch, believe it or not, other than the parents and the family members on Hockey TV. What can you say from a Mississauga kid, an Oakville kid growing up? And, you know, like I said, it might not be a lot of games in the NHL that you have to play, but you work your tail off, you're a grinder, you get there. What can you say to them? Like, don't stop, keep on going, just along those lines, I guess, maybe.
I think I mentioned it before, just hard work and the time you put in. Like, the love for the game, if you love the game, you put in the work, like, you're going to get opportunity. And I think there's so many kids that play hockey, there's so many kids that there's competitive around you, but, like, if you worry about yourself, you do what you got to do, and you're not worried about what's going on around you, I think that everyone has a pretty good chance, because realistically, everyone's on the same playing field. It's just whoever puts in whoever the more talent, that's fine, but it's the effort too that's huge. That's just as important. So I think anybody's got an opportunity. Like I said, if you put time in, man, anybody can.
Absolutely, I totally agree. Listen, Steve, I appreciate you coming on. I like doing stuff like this. We talked to John Duff, his jersey's retired here. Jack Ricketts as well. His number's retired, and just yourself, a legend, and you know, and an alumni with this team. So I really do appreciate you coming on tonight.
Appreciate having me, Nick.
All right, everyone.
Steve
Pinizzotto, a nice Italian last name for every here, just like myself on Hockey TV and Oakville Blades Radio. Oakville Blades Alumni, Vancouver Canucks, Edmonton Oilers in the NHL. Alumni Night here at the 16 Mile Sports Complex. You're watching and listening to Oakville Blades regular season hockey.